yarn lovers, it's Gary and I'm coming to you from my happy place, the Yarn Corner here on the west coast of Canada. So welcome on this fine sunny Friday. It's August the 9th, 2024. How are you doing? I hope you're well and staying safe. If you're happening across this channel for the very first time, I've set this channel up to talk about all of my yarny adventures. That's in knit, crochet, and I talk about my acquisitions, where I purchase my tools and my craft from, and yarn. So if that's of interest, please stick around. And for those who are returning, I want to say welcome back. Thank you so much for your comments in the past videos that I've dropped. And as you know, I'm filming this ahead of time. It won't be released and posted until August the 14th, because today, it being August the 9th, I am starting my holidays. So it's my first day of my holidays and I will be going away. So I know that I'm hosting a Mal and I'm really super excited to get everyone's submissions. I've already got a number of wonderful submissions for the Mal and the slideshow presentation that I'm putting together. But this is the last call that I'm planning, that I'm going to be filming and talking about, so that people can get in their submissions. So if you are just, polishing off your pieces and taking photographs and gonna send them in, then please do. You still have some time. I'm accepting entries until August the 15th, midnight, which is Pacific Standard Time. And so you can send them my way. Now that's the mood board photograph as well as the make that goes with the mood board. And for those of you who are not knowing what I'm talking about, the mood board Mal is something that I host every season. So if you've missed this one, which is the summer edition, you can jump on board for the next one, which will be the fall edition. Hopefully I'm going to start that sometime in September. I'll come up with the theme and present it later down the way. So yeah, that being said, if you do have things to send in, use my email account, which is urbanyarn101, those are the numbers, at gmail.com. And look forward to seeing what you submit. And then at the end of this month, last week somewhere in August, I'll put together the slideshow and then we can enjoy everyone's makes. And I'm super excited about it. Yay! So yeah. What have I got for you today? Well, I got some kind of whips that I've been working on for a while. I've got another challenge that Hobbii has sent me, and I've got a sneak peek at what you think I'm making for it. And that's called #Hobbii Graphical. And that's the challenge that they've supplied me with some yarn. And I've got started on one of the patterns that I'm doing freeform, and I'm crocheting something. I'm looking over there because it's over there, but I've got a little sneak peek of what it looked like when I first began it, and you can let me know what your best guesses are for what item I'm making. And what else? A second pattern that I'm doing in that challenge will be a knit pattern, and I'll talk to you about that, what yarn I'm going to be using with it as well. That's the one that I'll be taking away on my holiday with where I'm going. So I will be able to focus on that when I have some downtime. And yeah, so I'll maybe leave the details on my trip and travel plans to the end, so we can just talk about the yarny goodies up front. There's been a wonderful, generous gift given to the channel, myself as well, for starting something new, and you might see it in the back there. So a co-worker of mine knew of a friend who was handing over some things because of a downsize and a move. So they were asking whether my friend knew of anyone who would make use of a special gift, and she thought of me straight away. And I've not dabbled in any of this yarn craft yet, but looking forward to trying it out. So I'll show you what I got. What else do I have? I think that's about it. So a couple of whips as well that I'll cover during the course of the last 2 weeks that I have been working on. So let's kick it off, shall we? Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is talk about the Hobbii challenge And Hobbii is a yarn store over in Denmark. I am affiliated, and I've got links down below if you choose to use them to support the channel at no extra cost to you. If the links are used, it takes you to the Hobbii website, and if you do some shopping, there's a commission that comes back to me, and I pump that back into the channel, buying equipment or yarn for future videos. So I do appreciate all of those people who have used those links and have helped the channel, but there's no pressure. You don't need to use them. I just wanted to be upfront. So yeah, let's talk about the first thing that I'm going to do is the make that I'm making in crochet right now. It's all to do with graphic patterns. So this Hobbii challenge is all about putting your ideas down in your yarn craft and making patterns that are graphic in the fabric that you make. Now, I've got a little snippet of the one that I started, and I want you to take a look to see whether you can have a guess at what it is that I'm making. So I'll insert the photo here somewhere, so maybe editing Gary can see me do this. Okay, so what do you think I'm making? I've made a good start there. As you can see, there are the balls of yarn at the bottom of the photograph, and that's the new brand that Hobbii sponsored, sent it to me. It's called Oliven, and it is a linen cotton blend sport weight yarn. I really like working with it. It doesn't split at all, but I didn't ask for enough. So what I've had to do in the end, because I wasn't sure what I was going to make with it until the yarn arrived, but what I'm making with it required almost double the amount of yarn that I received. So I had to go into my stash and subsidize some yarn, which is a cotton linen yarn, and in one case there is 100% cotton. So hopefully it's gone now, and I can show you the yarn here. So this is it here, the Hobbii Oliven, and it is a cotton linen, and as you can see, it does have a marl quality to it. There is a stiffness, I would say, that you would expect with a linen cotton, but as I work up the fabric, I'm finding that my moisture in my hand softens up the whole structure of the yarn. So I'm interested to find out what happens once I soak my finished work, and I'll get back to you on how it feels after it's been washed and soaked, and it's going to be like blocked as well. So I don't want to give too much away, because I want to really hear what you think the end item is going to be that you've seen in the photograph, and I've started it. There's some kind of free-forming mosaic crochet that I'm doing in the photograph as well. So the next thing that I'm going to talk about is my second make for the Hobbii challenge, hashtag Hobbii Graphical, and I think this fits the bill perfectly. I did purchase this pattern a while back, hoping to do it for another challenge, but it fell by the wayside because I lost out on timing. And now that I have purchased it and went through my patterns, it's gonna suit perfect for the next this challenge, which is the graphic challenge, and it's called Mosaic Vines Shawl. It's a paid for pattern that I'll leave down in the description box if you're interested to find out more. Its designer is Natalie Savant, and it heavily uses charts. So I would suggest that if you are interested in trying out this one, that you're comfortable with reading charts. Now, I'm not sure whether I can manage this myself because I haven't tackled it yet. So the intentions are that I do this for my knit version for the challenge. The yarn that Hobbii sent me is this beautiful, beautiful alpaca silk, and I'm using this color here. It doesn't have a color name, but it does have a number. So this one is number 3. So it is a sandy, oatmeal-y kind of color. It has a heathered quality, and the blend here is alpaca. I think it's actually 100% alpaca. No, it's 70 alpaca and 30% mulberry silk. So really nice blend there. It's going to give it a nice romantic feel. And I needed something for a standard base that was light, so that when I'm doing my mosaic knitting, that I can have high contrast for making out those leaves and those vines in that pattern. So, and I'm pairing it with a Dolce Cashmere. Here we go. So this will be my color play, and these will be my contrast punctures of light yarn that comes through in the pattern. I think that will work up really nicely. And the color of this Dolce Cashmere is also a number, and that's 08. Has a nice mulberry, sort of like a salmonberry, almost orangey red, and it goes to a more mulberry purple and then into a purple. I think that's going to work up really nicely with this oatmeal color. So yeah, I'll be touching base again August the 22nd, I believe, and doing a check-in on where I'm at with these items. And yeah, I will also divulge what the crochet make is, and we'll see how everyone does with their guesses. So next up, I want to catch you up on what I've been doing in long-standing whips, and this one is one of my longest ones that I've had. I'm also looking at another long-standing whip that's on the back of the chair behind the camera, but I haven't touched that for a while. But this one I have touched in the last 2 weeks, so I've brought it out again to talk about. And if you've guessed it as being the Nature's Walk Crocheted Blanket by Sandra Paul, then you are spot on. So in the last episode, before I get going on that, I should tell you about the pattern. It'll be linked down below in the description box. The Nature Walk is a free pattern which offers up the first 6 motifs, or the first 6 squares in the pattern design. You can make your blanket using all of those 6, and it offers up also the pattern in US terminology and also UK terminology, so the crochet terms are slightly different. So it's wonderful that Sandra Paul, the designer, has offered up both of those. And there is a bonus pack as well that you can purchase, which goes into 6 other tiles or squares that they can add into the blanket. So I am doing the blanket, I think 3 times larger, so I'm hoping to get 180 squares, and which means I'm using the bonus pack as well as the free pack, and I've got 12 designs to play around with, and I've got to do them a multiple time to get the number that I want for this queen size bedspread. And so I showed you this one in the last episode. It is called the North Star. So this is what maybe if I put the square over here, you can see it a bit better. So it's the North Star. And I found that this was the most difficult for me to remember what rows. I need to go back to the chart and read the chart every time. Now the pattern is written out word for word, each row, as well as in a chart form. Because I've done the word for word numerous times now, I only need the chart to remind me what I need to do for each row, and that's helpful. So the North Star, I had around, I think 8 or 9 of them from a ball of Premier Basic in the color Orchid, but I needed to do a lot more to get to my 180, and so I had to do another ball of the Orchid colorway. So I purchased it from Premier Yarns, and I did myself the additional number. I've completed the ball, and I got myself another 7 or 8 in that ball as well. So this is one of them. And because I'm saving time here, so I'm not going to show you the whole 8, I'm going to show you the next one that I started working on, because now that I finished the North Star, I had to pick another one, And this one is the next one that I'm working on, and it's called Leaf. So you can see the leaf inside of the square there. And I'm using Top Value yarn by James C. Brett. There it is there. I got this from Wool Warehouse in an online order. It's double knitting, and it's 100% acrylic yarn. The colorway is called Aqua. And I've done myself 4 of these, and I probably am guessing that I probably have another 4, so I'll get 8 out of a ball. So I've done 8. Sorry, I've done 4. 2, 3, and 4. They take me about an hour to do, and I use a 3.5mm crochet hook. So I'm well on my way because I have got the leaf to complete and maybe do around 16 to 18 squares in the leaf. I have other colors picked to use because I only had one aqua from Top Value. So I've got some other colors there that I've picked that look similar and work well with my color palette. And then I only have 2 more squares and I will be done. So I'll have Blossom left and Snowflake. So I've got those 2, and I'm not doing the one that's called Dragonfly. I found that one had a very loose kind of dragonfly. It wasn't quite tight, so I'm omitting that one from the 12, and I'm only doing 11 squares. So yeah, I'm really happy on the progress of that. The yarn was very nice to work with from Jane Seabrett, the Top Value yarn. It's very comparable to Stylecraft or the other brand as well that I've tried out and tested from Wool Warehouse, and it's called Yarnsmith. I liked that yarn as well. I thought all of those yarns were very compatible with each other in projects. So yeah, I think I'm going to move gears now on to talk about the special gift that was passed forward to me or passed on to me by a wonderful friend of a friend. Now, I've not met this person, but as they were downsizing their house, the person wanted to re-gift a gift that she was given by a friend of hers. So my coworker was the bridge to that, and I want to say thank you so much for the connection, because what I'm talking about here is back there. It is a foot pedal spinning wheel. So it's portable enough that I was told it can dismantle and you can pack it flat, and you can take it away with you when you're traveling if you want to do any spinning. So it's very it's mobile friendly. So I really like it. So you use these pedals to spin the wheel, and I got some spinning, I think they're called spools, maybe they're called bobbins or spools. So I've got a few of them. So these are loaded already with some spinning done. So the person who gifted it to me had obviously done spinning for a while, because these plies look really nice and tight, and it's a nice kind of even weight all the way through. Here's another one here with a gray. Here's a speckle type tweed one, and we have more in the gray. So all of these spools or bobbins came with the wheel in the back there, and I'm yet to find out more about how to use it and what all these bits and pieces are called, and I'm going to give it a try. I have other gifts in here as well which involve bits and pieces that connect to the spinning wheel, but I'm not really sure what they do. I have that looks like it holds 2 spinning wheels together, or 2 bobbins. And then I have a hand crank here, which looks really well made. And more bits and bobs for spinning. There is already some plied yarn here. And I have a big bag of roving as well that came. It's undyed, and I think this will be my test to see if it's something that I can get into. So this is undyed roving. What does it say on the bag? It says Sim King, and it's got here white roving 42 or 4-2. I'm not sure whether that means the weight of it, but it's nice and clean. It looks washed, and I'll give it a go. See if it's something that might be a new passion for yarn crafting. That's all that I had to talk to you and catch you up on the yarny side of things, and this wonderful special gift that I was bestowed. I'm not sure whether the gifter watches the channel, but if they do happen across it and are watching, it's come to a wonderful home. I will look after it. I will give it my valiant effort to try it out, see whether the craft is for me, the spinning side of things, because I do love looking and touching, and I haven't used like hand spun yarn before, but the whole kind of concept of it not being affordable to me now might be the case where I can make it myself and enjoy the hand spun. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. So now I'm going to shift gears and talk about what I'm going to be doing in the next 10 days when I'm on holidays. Well, I am embarking on a cruise. I have to head off to Vancouver to jump on my cruise ship that's going up to Alaska, and I will be taking some yarn craft with me. I'm gonna concentrate on like only a few items, one being the Hobbii challenge knit that I showed called Mosaic Vines Shawl, and that wonderful cashmere yarn, the Dolce cashmere, as well as I'm combining it with the alpaca silk. So I will take that pattern and the yarn with me to start the project, and maybe some smaller objects like a few more squares that I might get through for the nature's walk. So that's kind of going to be my focus, and when I get back I will work on more larger projects. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the trip. We have a house sitter who's coming to stay here with Pixel, so there's no disruption to Pixel's familiar spaces as well as her routine, and we really appreciate our friend for doing that. So she'll be coming and living in our space for the time that we're away, and Pixel will be well looked after. So yeah, we're gonna miss her terribly, I know. I've already asked whether the caretaker will take some photographs and send them our way, so when we're in port we might be able to get Wi-Fi connection and see our little Pixel running around, or you know what she's up to here in the home. So yeah, I will try and take some footage as well on the trip, so you get a glimpse of what I'm seeing. We are going to a glacier, and it's my first time up to Alaska, so I've only heard wonderful things about this cruise ship journey, like the passage that it takes up through the inlet and then into a special area where there is that amazing glacier. So yeah, I'll take some photographs and share it in my next video when I come back. But I am looking forward to those last minute entries as well, so I'm flagging that there is still time to get them in, and you can send them in before August the 15th, 2024. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the mood board mail that I'm hosting right now. It ends August the 15th, 2024. And if you're intrigued, I will be starting the next one, which will be the fall mood board Mel. That is all that I have to talk about. I'm finding that I'm stumbling on my words because this is such a last minute and a rush type of video before we head out of the door. But I wish all you well, and I'll see you in the next couple of weeks. Bye for now.